FIFA 17 video today. Today is the first video of 2017. Well, hey, it's just not very impressive, is it? But I wanted to do something a little different for today's video because today is the first, well, it's technically the 3rd or 4th of January, probably the 4th when you're watching this. And it's a little bit late, but the first video of 2017, I wanted to kind of build my best possible squad on FIFA 17 because when I started this channel back, I think it's one of my first videos. It's the best or my best possible squad on FIFA 16, and it featured a lot of incredible players, so I wanted to kind of do the same thing just for this FIFA and kind of the new year's. It's a bit of a crappy excuse just to use my best squad I like in FIFA. It's the one I use the most in divisions, in just games in general. I've got a few squads on the go, but this one is definitely the most fun. It's just the best, alright? It's just the best squad I can have. So it's not going to feature the most expensive players in the world, but a lot of players I really enjoy using. So starting with the goalkeeper, we're going to go with a gold goalkeeper from the Premier League by the name of Jack Butland. I also want to talk about a few of the chemistry styles that I put on some of these players because there's a lot of interesting background behind chemistry styles and how they work on players and how we should kind of adapt our players to certain chemistry styles and then vice versa. But either way, jumping into the centre backs, we're going to go with David Luiz and Kurt Zouma. I could have gone with like Koscielny or Chris Smalling if I still had those players, but I don't. So these are the next best thing. And I personally think, even though I've never really been a massive fan of David Luiz in the past, he's always been, you know, too pushing up the field because of course high medium work rates, but he works really well. He does the job in centre back, and I think he's great, as well as Kurt Zouma, so they work perfectly together. The first left back is going to be a special left back from the Legends League, Legend Brem. I think he's one of the best left backs in the game that I've used so far. I've used a fair few of them, obviously not Marcelo, Alaba, Roberto Carlos. I haven't used any of those players, but for me, from what I've used, he is just absolutely incredible. So he goes into my team, he goes into every team, to be honest, every single team I build. So the next one we are going to choose is going to be a Premier League right back by the name of Hector Bellerin, 97 rated. Would you believe it? Yes, I said 90, that wasn't a mistake. He of course 97 pace, 81 dribbling, 80 defending with 74 physical, 55 shooting, 73 passing, decent looking card. I've got a Sentinel on him as well because you would have thought, I don't know if that would be the most obvious one to choose. We'll have a quick look on Foothead on Bellerin, as he's pronounced. So Hector Bellerin. We're going to go to, what have I got? Sentinel. We'll have a look. So Sentinel on apparently Foothead with 10 chemistry, 100 chemistry squad. He would have 93 defending with 83 physical, which I think is perfect for him. Of course, you could choose something that boosts his pace, dribbling, passing, physical, that kind of stuff. Obviously you can't do all four, but you know, you could do that kind of areas. Maybe, I don't know if you do shooting, maybe passing and dribbling could be a more obvious selection for him. But for me, I've done Sentinel because it boosts his interceptions, heading, marking, you know, tackling, jumping, strength and aggression, which I don't really think matters all too much, but it boosts his interceptions and marking up to 87 interceptions and 96 marking, which is perfect. I want him more to stay back and be more of a defensive role, of course overlapping when I choose to, but yeah, I've chosen that because of course interceptions and marking, because apparently from what I've learned anyway, chemistry styles are more effective on players because you don't control all 11 players at the same time. You only control one of them. So the rest of your team, the other 10 players, are all controlled by AIs. And for AIs to, you know, obviously they control your players, they do whatever they need to do. And for me, if an AI is controlling, you know, Hector Bellerin, then I want the interceptions and marking and defensive characteristics to be as high as possible. How effective that might be, we'll of course find out in the game, but that's kind of the idea behind most of my chemistry styles, especially now, because it's only quite recent that I've learnt this. Most of the team is controlled by AIs, so I want, you know, the AIs to do well, and we'll see how well that works. But anyway, moving on to the midfield, we'll do the SBC Fernandinho, who I think is just incredible. He's quick, he's good at defensive, you know, stuff, he's good physical wise, good shooting, and again I put a sentinel on him as well, just to boost those interceptions, those marking and the defensive kind of areas where he's going to be. So that is that. The next player is going to be slightly strange, possibly. It's going to be Fellaini from Manchester United. I chose him because he's tall and he's strong, good defensive wise. Literally only to win the ball back in midfield, because I used to use Dembele, as you can see on the bench, and he just wasn't winning the ball as much as Fellaini, so I just prefer him nowadays. Anyway, next one, our last centre midfielder, is going to be ones to watch, N'Golo Kante, who is just, for me, the best midfielder around. He's just so incredible. How many games? I've played 144 games, scored 14 goals, 24 assists. It's not the greatest return, but he does play more defensive than kind of attacking, so it's kind of understandable. Either way, he's just so good. If you haven't got him, I recommend his inform or ones to watch if you can afford it. Of course, this one for me is untradeable, so I'm very, very happy. Either way, let's move on to the cam, which is going to be, of course, the one and only legend Michael Laudrup, who is just interesting. He's interesting because I wouldn't say he was bad. He's really good. He scored 2 goals in 13 games, got 8 assists. He's really good at passing, maybe not so much as shooting. I'm always going to compare him to Littmanen, who I used last year, who was just, you know, long shot king. You would score from anywhere with Littmanen. He was just so good. And Laudrup feels a little bit clunky. He feels a little bit slow, kind of hard to move about on the ball, but maybe that's just because I haven't really gotten used to him just yet. So, well, time will tell. Either way, he is very good at passing. He's pretty good at shooting. He's not terrible, just good at passing. He's quite physical as well, so you can hold up the ball reasonably well with him. But I'm happy with him. I'm not going to sell him or you know, put anyone else there. So he's going to stay in the team. Now, moving on to the strikers, they're going to be not strikers. They're going to be maybe slightly questionable choices. And the first one is going to be the SBC Player of the Month, Eden Hazard, who I think is amazing. I never really worked with him at left wing or left forward, so I thought, you know, why not play him at striker with somebody else and see how it plays. And he plays so well on 7 chemistry, 26 games, 13 goals, 12 assists, because most of those games were at left forward or left wing, so he didn't really score too much. The next one is going to be a right forward this time by the name of Inform Theo Walcott, who is equally just as good. But either way, let's jump into a few games with this team and see how things go. Okay, so first opponent today has a 4-3-3-4 squad. Got Bailey, I don't know how Bailey, got Hector Bellerin, got Coutinho, Fernandinho, Walcott, Remy, Townsend. I've got OCD about left mids and left wings. It's just change them, please. Anyway, it's been a very serious intro. Hopefully we can bring it down to earth with more just comical gameplay from myself, as always. I'm hoping I can kind of win, because it'll make my team kind of look stupid if I don't. Saying all of, like, oh god, wow, how the chemistry styles benefit the players and such, and just get destroyed 6-0, no doubt. Bellerin is so good, by the way. Bellerin is so good. He's got a very similar squad to me. Just with a lot of the, you know, non-SBC players. I see... Oh, I was trying to pass to Fellaini, but it wouldn't give it to him. Boom. Or Theo Walcott, a mistake. No, hold off the ball. There we go. Oh, just... Wow, I had no idea what his goalkeeper was doing. I can't believe I didn't score that. It would have LTRT dribbling in the box just to get past him. Just to sell him there. Wow, what a save. No idea why you didn't catch it, to be fair. Just, you're not even pressured. Just catch the ball. And anyway, see if we can get Fellaini to put it in. It's David Luiz is still on the corners. I forgot to change it. Wow. Alright. I always wondered why David Luiz wasn't back in defence. And that was probably why. So, go on, win that. Luiz, no. Oh, wow, really? Alright, what do we do? We are quite a ways away. Who's my... David Luiz is actually really quite good at free kicks. So, I saw the one he scored in the World Cup. So, I think I can recreate that. Boom. Oh, that was curving. that was curving towards the goal. And at last moment it decided that I'm going to go this way. Bellerin, go on. Oh my god, Bellerin gets the first goal of the game. Would you believe... Look, he's such a god. Such a god. 55 shooting. This is what I was saying as well. With kind of like the shooting chemistry styles is... You control the shooting, you know, everything about the shooting is up to you. So there's no point trying to boost it with styles or chemistry styles. It's just, you know, try and focus on other things. But again, I don't suppose it really matters all too much. Why? I don't understand why it just won't give it to somebody a bit more intelligent. Wow, okay. Wow. There we go, pass it off to Hazard, who just didn't really want to make the run, did he? Just really didn't. Oh my god, that would have been such a good goal. Oh, wow. Fellaini, oh my god. Two of the most unexpected people to score. Fellaini and Bellerin have gotten on the score sheet. Not my strikers. What a goal. Wow, he basically fell over and kicked it. And he nutmegged the goalkeeper. And what do I tell you? Fellaini is a god. He's just so good. He can even score when he doesn't even try to. There we go, Eden Hazard breaking through. Hasn't really done much this game. Boom. Walcott still didn't score, no way. That is so incredible, I can't believe that. I suppose that was my fault for, you know, not putting it in the corner more, but I can't believe he didn't score. Anyway, we won the game 2-1. I mean, the team played really well. It played incredibly well. Just, we couldn't put away a lot of the goals. I think, again, it was probably down to my finishing more than the actual players themselves. But that was a really good game. It was really good fun. The guy himself wasn't too bad. Just was a bit more predictable than most. So, it's a bit more easy to read. Either way, we'll jump into another game and see if we can do just as well. It's a good team though. It's a full French team. Interesting players. A lot of players you don't really see used nowadays, like Mendy from Leicester. So I'm hoping I don't lose this one as well. Just want to play a little bit better. Eden Hazard. Yo, pace away. Boom, finish it. No, wow, okay. Oh, I missed the run, but there we go, still caught it. He's so quick. Boom. Go on, legend. 1-0, I thought it was offside. It kind of paused like it was going to show the flag, but he scored our first goal in a little bit scrappy, a little bit lucky possibly, but yeah, I'll take it. Oh, Eden Hazard. Go on, there we go. I was going to pass it, but then I thought, you know what, just Just shoot the ball, get the goal with the striker of the team for once. And there we go. Eden Hazard gets our second goal. We are just... I think it's fair to say it's decimation at this point. This guy's had a few shots here and there, just because no, I'm not. No, I was going to say because I've let him, but no, it's not true. He had them fair and square, but you know, I don't know. I just feel like the defense is on point. You know, the attack is on point. Passes are somewhat good, apart from, you know, Fernandinho's, but you know, just gotta not pass him the ball is all. There we go, Walcott breaking through, smash it. Yo, Walcott is so good. It's just putting him in that danger area. Boom, Hazard is away. Got the pace, boom. Alright. I'm trying to do the roulette. There we go, loud drop. Go on, make it 3. He makes it 3. I think that's probably game over at this point. Unless this guy quits, which I don't think he's going to do. But there we are. Legend loud drop. Just he gets the ball. Second time lucky, really. It's a good save. Just, oh. Really? Is that enough? It's enough. It's enough. 3-0. There we go. I can definitely say there's been a massive improvement with my game, especially with this team. Just by playing with it more and more, I've learned like how to use players. Hopefully how to score more goals. It's probably never going to happen. But yeah, don't know why he quit really. I do, yeah, because he was losing 3-0. That's probably why. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Either way, if this team, hopefully this team does improve along the line, and we might revisit it at the end of FIFA 17 if I do remember. If not, then it probably doesn't matter. It was probably garbage. That's probably why I didn't show you. So with that said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time.